Hello then folks, welcome and welcome back. I'm Pxy-STREAM and we are returning with this animation on NLA editor which I'm training. I need to make a animation portfolio with a lot of clips, small clips, and I can use, of course, characters made by authors, right? Free downloaded characters and stuff like that. But since I have this character and more comfortable with it, yes, eventually I'll do that with other characters, famous characters, not famous characters, whatever. So, but we're starting with that. So this is a long, I hope it to be a long continuous live stream project, because if you are an animator, or if you aren't an animator, if you're trying to become an animator, whatever, understanding how animation works, it doesn't need to be in Blender, it doesn't need to be 3D animation, but understanding the process is quite important, and to share how visualize how other artists do it, animators in this case, can be very insightful, better than any tutorial or any book out there. Although of course those resources are always interesting, whatever, but animation is a quite complex thing, and so it cannot be taken easily, right? It's for me it looks easy, but because I'm of course there are challenging things, but I have a long story with animation art, so it's for me it's like second nature. But it doesn't mean that I'm great animator. Fuck the great animators. There's this is not about who is best. That's what I mean. There are great animators, but what I mean is that well, that was aggressive, but who cares? This is the truth, folks. What matters, you don't need to be unless you want to work in the industry on the grand studios. Animation is an art above everything, so if you're there for the money, sure, that works. But okay, so you cannot learn with me how to make money with animation. What you can learn from me is how to understand things about animation that are more that can be how to say it. That's it. It's difficult to talk about the arts in itself. It's a bit too abstract, but the concepts are there. For example, you take those principles of animation, right? And that's a good starting point, but you need to experiment, right? You need to observe the world, you need to observe movement, and you need to feel the animation in your body, because it's about motion. Okay, maybe the body itself, this is arguable, is that really necessary? So there are different approaches. This is the most, I'm not sure this, the most interesting about animation is that there are very different ways of building the animation process individually. I know because I have talked to other animators. I have some old school friends that animate, that are great animators. I knew some people. Yeah, I made part of some society of association with animations. Yeah, I had a long story relating to animation and people that animate. So it's very, very curious, because when we go into the art of the animation, the art is maybe there's some, even maybe on the mainstream, there's all those, oh, that's the way to do, that's the right way to, fuck that story. This is not the interesting part, although it can be fundamental. Everyone knows about those things, so it's not, this is not what I'm here for. We're aiming for something more like substantial, that it's like you cannot teach regularly, just because, well, there is just most stuff they tell about animation are techniques and sometimes methods, but what is the philosophy? What is the... There are things that you need to experience on your own, and maybe even create on top of it. You find your own method. That's the problem, folks. Many books, many teachers, many schools, whatever, they will teach you the methods, the techniques, but only the animator himself can build the an original animation process. And this is the this is what... Oh, I can... Yeah, I can paint the opposite side. This is bad. Only the animator himself or herself can develop. Otherwise, they're just copying, right? And that's okay. Copying is good. It's necessary. We copy since we are children. Even we accept that we copy or not. We are fruitful. We are copies, right? What we do. But at the same time, so this is... it's not paradoxical, but yeah, we copy, but we also can make pretty original stuff that only us are capable of doing in a certain way. And so, okay, so there are some things about probably... Yeah, so lot of anger in my speech here. Yeah, but what matters is that soon I'm just fixing some strange stuff that because of the UV. Yeah, only the... hopefully, or thankfully, I decided to swap all the texture paint of this character only to the... primarily to the skin, and then all the clothes, they were back to some let's use screencast. They were back to some procedural texture. So, and whenever I adjust the mesh, also this is low poly, if I just disable simplify, maybe this makes this texture paint better. So soon enough, I put a timer this time to not to... Yeah, I just have 3 minutes more doing this, so this is just a warm up, but because this will look better in the... Also, I've changed some patterns of the underwear. Okay, so we have some things here. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to fix those things, and so this will stop being creating bad imagery all the time. So I won't go into details right now because I'm not sure how will be this or I had underwear separated clothes, but they like gloves too, but they are very difficult to rig. I have been experienced, so they are too close to the mesh, there are too many deforms going on, and maybe now I can make it, but then I've decided, well, maybe texture is just better for that. It's not like those clothes need, and we can also make volume with some shading, right? So this is that's like normal bump stuff like that, right? And I'm not expert at that, so that's also... So I've made a shortcut here to swap this, and for now that should be okay. So I'm not paying too much attention to these details here. So it is more like very basic corrections to the texture. Oh, I cannot forget, I need to keep saving this thing, right? There's a thing here for the texture, right? Tools, save, where is this? Save options. Save. No. Color picker. Item. I'm on texture paint. I should have some automatic saver. Brush, symmetry options. Workspace, no. Options, no. View, no. Apparently save file. Okay, so apparently I cannot find it. Maybe it's here. No, anywhere. Texture, brush. Maybe this. No. So I don't remember. I thought I had this somewhere, so we can't save all the. Oh, okay, they moved it here apparently. Great. So the time is ending for this. Let's see if there's any bad spot. This looks like a bit too predictable. Let's just try to make some variation here. This is very. I should look at some reference here, and yeah, so oh, here, found something at this point. For some reason I have to shift click here to no. Okay, so I have the brush. Okay, time's up, but let's just finish this last. So brush settings, I think that will be that color, but with much less intensity. And let's try to get rid of this. Maybe I'm going stroke, fall off, normal fall off, cursor, projection, where is that? Accumulate, there is no only front face, where is that? Options, occlude. Okay, I can't find stuff. They are different menus than wave painting. So yeah, so this would be the lesson. So what I was talking about animation there, folks, there are many secrets, right? And at some point everyone that learns the fundamentals can make a lot of decent okay animation, but that are actually in the end they are just normal. And then at some point, if get too creative, then combining with those fundamentals, then whether they already were there or had to be built out of some struggle, then they need to be it becomes then something, it can become very good original stuff. And the most important thing is the idea, right? The concept, right? And how it is conceived individually. So, for example, maybe there are some idea that someone wants to visualize on their minds, but how to achieve it. So this is the bridge, and sometimes this bridge is not readily. Yeah, it's like even if we study technique, the bridge doesn't form well. Even if we practice, something is missing. It just cannot do well enough. So and then this kind of stuff becomes extremely frustrating. So this is animation. I mean, this is creating those bridges to allow movements that no one have done before, exploring movement. I am talking of course from my perspective of animation, so this doesn't mean that animation is that or only that. It just means that my take is like that, because the animations there are a lot of animators that create artwork of animation, like they participate with very bizarre short feature films on festivals, and it's hard to some stuff are very good in terms of they cause some very atypical experience that eventually the industry start to copy those things, right? They take from these festival artists, they take those ideas, usually because these arts are usually completely out of the box, like they do it, and then someone, because those guys this art is not usually completely alienated from the world. Of course there are communications, and this guy has done something, so there's try to fish interesting patterns, interesting motion ideas, and then it's often like that. It's not always like that, right? So this is why I think the industry has good patterns, not only because it's a lot of money that those guys are original, they are inventive. It's not just that. It's not simply that. Lots of the things they do, there's just copy paste from the great art animators sometimes that build stuff from those very crazy projects, personal projects often, and then eventually this starts to be explored by other artists. They're shared, it influences, right? And then and so I should be watching more of those festivals. It's sometimes it's hard to watch. There are too many bizarre things. Sometimes there are really captivating things. It's very personal also. Usually it's much more inspiring for and provocative than watching animations in mainstream stuff. Like it, okay, you get a story, you get explosion, you get action, you get perhaps some. It's hard. It's like, oh, that's cool, but it's something. It's just the same of the same often. So, so this is. I'm not passionate about those. I don't have the word in English for that. But in Portuguese, because it's my main language, it'll be like desbunde. It's like, they're just guys showing off cool tricks. Like it becomes like that. So it's cool. It's hard to make, but those are usually techniques that were mapped out. There are likely very talented animators that are very specialists on those, and they found their own ways to do that. So, and that's also interesting. So, or they add something special to something that is, I think this is nail stuff. Okay, so maybe I need some. Yeah, so here we're gonna just do something just like that, and I forgot the thumbs. Is that it? Yeah, apparently that's it. So, and here we going to and why I tell that, why am I so aggressive with all this thing? Because I want to tell stories with animation as a storyteller, animation filmmaker, if that makes sense. So animations are often animation filmmakers too, not always, but yeah, this is you can animate, you can tell a story. Well, why not make a movie or a short, or I don't know, whatever, clips telling little stories, or series, animated series. So in the field of animation in the industry is often very cruel in the following sense, folks. Every single animator usually have stories to tell, but as they go into the industry, what happens is that there's just sometimes a project is too ambitious. Everyone wants to sell a story to build, but there's just not enough money for everyone to build, or the money gets concentrated, right? So that many stories that would be great to have seen, instead they were exchanged by some other stupid story. Or sometimes we are lucky that certain stupid stories are dismissed, or they don't get ahead, while much better original real creative stories get selected and produced and all that. So it is cruel because, yeah, it's like there are for each individual there oh, what's happened there? Just messed up the, yeah, so this thing was affecting hopefully this is not complicated to solve, perhaps. Yeah, but I've messed up with a lot of things. Yeah, I don't know how many Control Z there would be to this. We can try out. There are, actually I don't go back beyond that, so I'll just decontrol Z all that. I cannot keep working on that. Something I need to find out, or I just go back to the, or I just get the skin into a pure, yeah, let's do that for now. Okay. So and this all because I haven't found the a simple tool of the texture paint that is regarding the projection. So skin, so let's see, dot here, no, period. Oh, this is not the, okay, here. So I have a lot of crazy things going on, and so we just disconnect this for now. Then where is the, so I have a skin shader principled. No, this is not the pattern that I want. I think it was, this is bump for the under rear shader, glove shade. This is something else. I disconnected, so apparently I don't have the original. Yeah, this is the reason why I've decided to, also too much complication to, then you have to paint the text and then the UV got distorted, right? It's just too annoying. So not good for my particular workflow, but yeah, those things. So my at least for the clothes, what I intend to do is to make the details not as texture maps like that, right? Those fact things that are, but instead this is too risky to do that, right? In terms of back and forth for my workflow at least, and technically it sounds too risky. So the if okay, so I can go back to some other for example, I have this thing, and this is the pattern that I was using. Okay, but this is different. Let's try something else. No, this doesn't have, no, not this. Let's see, maybe cloth. This seems to be an older one. No, it was one that has ramp, although this is Yeah, this is not required because actually, yeah, this setup was when I didn't have a toon shader effect from the composer itself. So it's like double composing double making this, how do you call it, the toon shader or cell shading, right? Toon shading, cell shading. So it's like redundancy. I don't even know I have this right now, so let me call it redundant cell shading. And yeah, this is stupid, so I need to so here it would be fine to, if I didn't use the compositor to make that, then that would do pretty well. Actually, it interacts with the light, so it's a shader. So this, the base color of this, then the light comes into the shader, and then it mixes in very cool things and make the toon shading with different color inputs, right? So mix those colors. It's like very beautiful and very simple to do. But no, we are not working with that, so let's see code. Okay, so maybe I just pick this, and maybe I need some noise too, but temporarily, provided it doesn't lag. So I'm gonna copy that, and now I go to the skin, and I just get this, and probably I'll need a I think I cannot work on this. Okay, hold on. I lost the apparently. So okay, so how is it possible that I don't want this? Yeah, this is confusing me. Maybe I need to be on EV after all. So alright, so here it doesn't, the skin doesn't show. That's fine. There's some glitch, something was happening in this the other shader. So if I connect here, this is that material. So of course this is very bad. There's metallic here, we don't want that. Roughness, let's want this roughness, and maybe here just some texture, noise. Where can I connect this? On the base color? No. Well, then I can play with the scale, usually a lot. No, that's not good. Maybe this needs to go on some other, not normal, not subsurface. No, all those things they use something else. So maybe a mix shader then. And so yeah, because then there's the fact, and I can so also this should get some color, skin color. This character, skin color, she can have something like and there's the ambient color and whatever. So okay, let's try this, and then there's the fact, and let's see about this scale. All that well, it creates some sort of interesting patterns, but detail usually is important. roughness, yes, maybe about 0.9, and this distortion, yeah, distortion may be nice too. 10, 5, 8, and lacunarity, the scale of a pearly noise octave. This is new stuff. I don't see any substantial difference, so let's leave it as this. Yeah, so this is very basal, but okay, this will help against the other trouble. And then we need to get the clothes, the hair, the maybe not the mouth, but the, because it's not finished. So now with that, should I use this? Always only with camera. Too bright, but yeah, I don't want to use this. I want to use the workbench, whatever. And this is extremely bright. Why I having? Okay, so it apparently. Alright, except that she has lost her underwear stuff, but this is something I'll check later, doesn't matter for now. And maybe I could make, no, that will take too much time, I'll rig for that, but it's not sure that it will work. So let's go and try to make some animation with that. Yeah, let's go to the NLA editor. So I need the armature. Here we don't want this to be showing, we just want the control bones, which are here. And is there anything about this that I can, yeah, so first I need to use the simplify. So yeah, it will not smooth out the thing, but it will smooth the performance. That means I have been performing issues with the physics and the, yeah, especially the physics. So at least we can do stuff here. And the physics also are not complete, so but they can work barely to what we need. So let's try to get the NLA. I am studying NLA editor and trying to find out how to deal with this math thing. So we need, so I had an action that ended here, but I'm gonna work from this point on. So I can enable this, it doesn't matter, since I'm going to animate from that standpoint. And I'll make a camera scene too. At this point it would be nice to have some soundtrack, right folks? So let's make some, I haven't bring that on, but I have a soundtrack that is, it is here. Let's see, where is that? This space wave, okay, so, and I need to mention this, I guess. Music by Carcass, invite that, check video description. Yeah, I'll add those things later on the video description. So it's one of them. Oh yes, you might be having double sound, so in order to use this soundtrack I need a headphone. Yeah, this was an inconvenient aspect. those, not a headphone, but those tiny smartphone things. I hate those things. You have to place them into the ears. Alright folks, so I don't know if it is too loud. Now this is my voice, so just in case I'll reduce. Alright, and yeah, let's leave it playing, and also with low resolution, otherwise this will affect the transmission here. Alright, so sorry, I should have put that before, but I was forgetting. So the first action, we need to start an action here. I've heard it is possible to add an action from the NLA editor directly, something like this. So here there is some track that doesn't exist. No active strip to enter on quick mode. Okay. So I cannot enter here an action, but can I start editing? Okay. Tab. So apparently I need a track to an action, a clip. And alright, the camera is later, so first I'm focused on animation. So let's ignore this for now. Let me think what we can do. I can try now running cycle. That's stupid. Let's try just some little action here. So I don't have a floor, so this is not very convenient. Since she has this glaive, let's make her use it. No, let's not rotate through here. What can rotate her torso better? This is too much control. This is similar, so we can probably here. It also rotates the hips, this bone, strange. Oh, this one, okay. These are, yeah, these ones are the right ones. So I need to make the pose for holding the sword. I have them in that thing that now that I want to open, it doesn't, I don't remember how. So there we go. Yeah, now we can use this. I'll consider there'll be something here. And I had an idea to solve to keep the auto I key without interference. So maybe we try to implement this after I complete this animation. Basically, it means that I will have to keep shifting on and off this thing. And perhaps I need to make a driver to disable the action Oh no, that would undo their event. Alright, so no, bad idea. So here we can also use alright, so I don't know why I had to okay, again the screencast is on the wrong side for the pose thing. Maybe I need to find definitively another place for it. Oh, I'm not even saving, so let's... That was dangerous. Let's just save here everything. I'm gonna save here a new file that will be 20 AGAK. So posing is one very important thing in animation. Good posing, good readability. So it's like in 3D is like nearly a magical thing in the sense, yeah, we don't draw directly, so this is we can't instantly have those emotions. This is it, so it becomes very time consuming sometimes to make the most basic things that if it were 2D, traditional 2D animation, I already had catched all that pose like in a few seconds, right, for this drawing, right? So this is a drawback, but the advantage is that once it comes for creating in-betweens, then it is very adequate to have the software make the interpolation, right, automatically. That is the real gain in... That's why I sort of migrated. As much as I like drawing, it gets eventually drawing character animator is something, I don't know. It's too much. It's overwhelming, right? It occurred to me that I had to animate characters that I hated. Very badly designed characters, and okay, so it's just not for me. And even when it comes to animate my own characters, I struggle a lot because not because so much of because of drawing. Like I'm sort of tired of drawing. I still draw for character design, but and some random pose, but the challenge of drawing, right? So it's very... What's happening here? Might be a bone deformation. Okay, let's see where this is coming from. We need the mesh. So this is just the one of the first things to do, right, in animation. It's like get a good idea of and then a good pose to or more than one, yeah, usually more than one. So this would be a keyframe. I'm not totally sure of the action that I want to do. I'm gonna create as it goes, but probably I'll get her swing that sword in some way. So she's taking some balance here, or some so probably will get into this direction. Then maybe she how to say defense with the sword, or try to dodge something, and then she will use another motion. So there'll be actually first motion, then main motion, right? Because other things can happen in between. Then she will dodge or parry, or both, and then she will strike from a different angle, and then and that will be it. So with the pose like that, there are many angles which are actually can be very interesting. So it can be hard to find which one will suit the best. So what I'm really struggling currently with is the camera. I kind of like this, something like that. This is too basic. Yeah, so far something like this seems to be the most impactful. This is like too standing into this will be good if we could catch the other character. So something like this seems to be the most interesting, because then we describe all the strength that is foreshortening. There's a lot of foreshortening, and yeah, and certainly there would be space to, it's still like if there's a character here, an enemy or someone, a friend with whom she's training, that will be here, and so we have this space, extra space for another character, and it's sort of standing, but it's not standing like this, it's standing with that difference in distance between the so it's like this leg and this arm, they are very in the front of the camera, and the others are very back on the camera, so it's very this creates some interesting effect. So I must think on that for animation and the camera too. So I'm sort of thinking about trying to pose and find camera. Then I'm struggling with camera motion particularly. I can plan the camera, but the shot, but I get lost when I can play with the camera. So I go here, everywhere, and then eventually things don't go so well because I overdo what the camera could do. So because in 2D we never have so much freedom with the camera to start with, so in 3D it's so easy that it becomes too playful, and I'm still struggling to get the proper transforms way to the camera. Being inside the camera, sometimes it moves weirdly, not as expected. So okay, let's go for the oh yeah, there is mesh that I need to, well, let's go here, and my attempt to solve this would be to, oh, this looks, it's a mirrored mesh. Okay, so I cannot pick that vertex because it's a mirrored mesh. So wait, but even mirrored mesh, oh okay, we can here with the mirror modifier. So what this is, I don't know what vertex it is. This was, I need to be here. Aha. So this is what I've picked. So it's some, oh okay, so these are new bones that I've made. Maybe it's just some... Oh, there are... I see. There are new... The clavicle bones, maybe they were wrongly symmetrized, so... So let's do this with a rest position first. So everything goes back to rest position. Let's get this and this. No, not wave... Yeah, wave painting. So I need to hide temporarily the clothes. Then we need to address such bones which are... I think this was deformed bones. Nope. Then maybe helper bone. Yeah, so there they are. So I think it's the bone constraint. Okay, this is properly symmetrized. There's nothing wrong about this, but then what about their parentings? Okay, so let's make sure. They don't have parenting. They can't get... Okay, so this is parented to the torso, I think. Parent bone tab, relations. Okay, so pick that, parent that. So maybe that was just it. It occurs that one of the bones were... So you can symmetrize that, and then we gonna get the bone constraint. Yeah, just as... Should we... Yeah, no, it got symmetrized. It should be correct. So let's go back here. Pose position. Yeah, out of this. Oh, now it got fixed, but I need the cloth to reappear. There we go. So just some clavicle mistake there. Parenting problem. Like one of the bone, this one lacked parenting, then the other mirrored also. And it occurred that on such position this one got totally wild, while this was still had luck. But this was the lucky one actually, because it revealed the problem. So and I had to map it from the verts. I'll ignore those interpenetrations. This is also because... So here I could play the physics, but... Okay, I have a problem also that I'm not sure how do I stop the physics from a previous action to the other. So if I'm making two shots, yeah, so I'm struggling with that, how to reset the physics. I've researched, but maybe baking multiple, but so far I haven't been successful. So I'll accept this pose, folks, and let's try to do something else here. Right now, this is the action editor. Alright, so in order to make her go to that, it would be more interesting if I first did that. Yeah, so the options are infinite, so that is virtually infinite. So this is the cool thing. So and it's on these minute details that elegant or original animation can happen. Even though we could say, oh, but it's just a small fight. Yeah, but what you can get done in there are too many things that only you can do. So that's That's what it's cool to explore. Only someone that will study what's happening, the animation will understand them for further results. Yeah, so there will be some experimenting all around, but I think here she's trying to find some balance. Of course, her head. The bone of the head I need to change. Yeah, so lots of back and forth to start to see. I don't have curves yet on this thing, so this will be a bit breakdown pose. So yeah, since it will be a breakdown, let's. So where its arm was? Okay, so since it is a breakdown, we will try to make something special about this forearm. Yeah, so it's probably preparing for something. So this will be a secondary action. That means that I want some tension here, but let's reset only the rotation. Yeah, more intensity in this motion here. It's a subtle movement that I want to try. Oh, also a shoulder motion there. It will be strange. I need probably to change this. There's a lot of rotation there, but that's fine. Let's stretch this. It's like a momentum of the hair physics. I don't know. We'll see that later. Oh, we can move more. Let's exaggerate this. Here too, and for this shoulder, let's save. Oh, look at this. This is already very cool in my opinion. No, not this. So I got wrong snapping here. Ah, this headphone, it's dropping from my ear. I need to buy a new one, a real headphone. So okay, so got this. So here she's perhaps watching something that's about to occur. I don't see how much time consuming this is. If it was 2D animation, I would already have made started multiple sketches for all the action probably. and I would be at this time not drawing that pose. No, that pose will be done, but maybe I wouldn't have, yeah, all these details I'm doing, maybe I'll have already sketched them out. Maybe they will end up different because I'd have thought, probably they would be different. I have thought on different things. Yeah. So here we can what's happened to this? Oh, I found out, by the way, that the inverse kinematics of the system is not broken as I thought. They are just let's make her angry. Not angry, just different. Yeah, I'll adjust the facial expression later, but... Oh, I've lost the... No! I've lost the keyframe that... Ah, I've just ruined part of my animation. Yes, I've ruined the breakdown. Alright, so... that happens. So... Alright, so... whatever. Well, I couldn't retrieve it, so... Without the breakdown... okay, let's... I'll have to do that fast and... Yeah, I like this stretching like that, so... Except that... No. Ooh, this is interesting. So she pushes the body on that direction, but her arms go there, and then she pushes to the other direction. Yeah. And so here we have the, yeah. Like, this is overwhelming in a good sense. Like, wow, it's just too cool to... it's taking... It's too fast here. Maybe I want the inverse. So, yeah, all is too fast. Of course, here I've messed up. No, I shouldn't move that. Yeah, so what's happening here is that I need to reset this position here. So this I'll bring to here. It's not merging for some reason. There is some strange delay in the... Okay, so this is... Okay, it merged. They are... So I need to reassess here because... why the foot is moving like that. It is trying to reach there. Yeah, so the foot 2 from this, Shift D doesn't work. Insert, alright, and Shift D to there. Let's mix there. Okay, so now it stays in place. So why I'm showing helper bones here? Yeah, this is the toe, useless here. Yes, so foot stays in place, it pivots there, that's great. And but here I need to, because I've done this, here I need to make this perhaps something that will push. Not sure. Yeah, that works. It's not exactly as I had before, but okay, this time I hope I won't mess up the what would be a defensive stance with this hand? The blade of the hand, maybe? Of the palm? Yeah, something like that. Facing this. She's not pushing enough into that direction, or this pose got misused. Yeah, probably this one. Alright, this is better. So you see, this will be a keyframe, this sort of anticipation, so it's an extreme. I could even create an extreme of the extreme, so she'll be even more, she'll be positive, right? Then this is a breakdown, because before she reaches for something here that I'm still need to work, this probably, yeah, so this is a breakdown of, because I want some special preparation. No, this is anticipation. Oh, this is, yeah, so this is a breakdown, and this will be the final thing. So this is very incorrect right now, so let's just get this, and so this will be faster probably, and it will be oh, I see what's happening. Apparently I'm forgetting keyframes. and my animation is being ruined. Okay, again I had problems regarding something. Yeah, I need to keyframe everything, must be sure, otherwise this some yeah, I need to be more careful because I don't want to keyframe all the things all the time, so I know when something is, well, Blender will let me know because they are hold. So okay, so I need, it will be better if I just get this right. Alright, then here we pick everything and let's see. Okay, so lots of things will hold. Okay, so this is incorrect. This is where I need to find what will be my other extreme here. According to, yeah, she's not twisting her body, so this is bad. So for this anticipation, I had done it, but I've lost. Can I? Yeah, I can. So I can rotate that, but it will be better if I also did so. So perhaps this one and that one. So those two are, no, I'm not sure. So there's this shoulder here. No, that here. Yeah, let's leave the blade like that, even though it might look awkward. And here I'm gonna make an extreme, but from that extreme I'm in between it I'll make a breakdown. So this is like a bit crazy, but it's a way of animate. Like you don't care too much about what you're doing, you just go and then you'll have a sequence of actions that will be interesting. And so because the in between, yeah, there are situations, specific motions of course, in which precision is absolutely required, otherwise things can get very awkward. But usually this happens when we are doing certain animations that are very uninteresting, right? When we are doing something that is more interesting, like this thing, we can get a lot of ideas, then usually there are a lot of conditions that allow to go creative, right? So it's not like here I'm not sure. You see, from here she goes there with the arm. Of course I need to work on the curve, so the in-betweens, I'm not sure if this is creating curves. I think yes, maybe this is against my will, but let's check. So for example, let's get here for this bone. Yes. Yes, it's creating curve. So this is now here is not so creating curve because interesting. So I need to create something in between. Is that it? For it to, for example, here. Yeah, it's creating some sort of curve. So let's try, for example, yeah, alright, so yeah, I can do that. So this is crazy, right, folks? We can. Whoa. That's just too funny. Okay, so we could get some in between there. So how do you, right? This is animation, folks. And so you can treat even in betweens, like a single in between, like a breakdown. So you don't have something why the movement should go straight, why the movement should go in a simple curve arc, why you can't, right? So that's, yeah, it's just, yeah, certain motions of course are more complicated, but here I'm studying things very patiently, and what I'm doing here is not particularly complicated, I think. Moving the feet and the body can be more challenging, like not so much jumping but walking. Oops, I pushed down. Yeah. Okay, folks. So I can do this all night. So this time, but we'll see. This is 3D animation, right? I'm getting into it. So as a former animator, this is finally that I'm starting to catch the whole idea. I feel like I can do anything, right? So it's like when you get the principles, your own creativity and imagination, your inspirations, then you try to go beyond, right? Not that I'm doing much beyond, but like this is, I had this idea, how can I break this down even more, right? What, maybe, isn't there some subtle motion that I can do here, like perhaps her hand exactly on this, maybe I'll augment this, and at this in between maybe her fingers do something special, they are in an advantageous position from the angle that I've decided, right? So something like that, maybe. I don't remember. Now the cloak is in the front, so it's not clear. Maybe it's too fast, so one thing that I'll have to, even though this is still a relatively, okay, format, yeah, 12 FPS. So that means animating on twos. Traditionally, you would say like that, right? In 2D traditional animation, in English at least, on twos, that means that instead of here in Blender it's a bit confusing because we cannot, it's not so easy to make the software create the frequencies that we want. So ideally, yeah, I'm doing this, but this can be wrong for in the long term, because in some scenes I might need very hasty stuff, even more than 24 FPS. So ideally you have a faster FPS here, maybe 24 or 30, or yeah, 30 for I don't see usually requirement for more than that for some animations for like not for a game but for filmmaking, right? Short feature films, at least TV series, economic projects. Don't need a lot of frames. So, and this will give the taste of the 2D drawings. So this is what we are seeing. And imagine in 2D I'll have to draw all of those frames. They're not too much here. They're like less than 20, but I'll still be drawing and cleaning up those drawings, whatever. Unless the style of the animation requires a simplification, or you could draw directly with ink or something like that, or the graphism allows to go straight, right? So I'm not sure how. Oh, of course I know how to handle the cloak here. I have probably to keyframe the bones of the cloak. This interaction is something was very, very difficult for me to just start to understand the interaction. I had to ask in a forum some guy that really understood it. This nearly locked my computer. Okay, okay, this is very heavy. Oh, I have I-key. Okay, I have an I-key thing, so I can do this. Auto I-key. I didn't thought about that, so that's interesting. I can control this stuff as here I have some problem though. Can I reset the rotate? No, this is the original rotation, so let's try to derotate this thing. Same here. Yeah, problem is that it lags too much. I don't. It has to recalculate. Can I stretch this? Well, let it be that way. Yeah, so I need to keyframe that. I'm really not sure how. Okay, she's going from that pose to here, so she's. This probably. Oh, that's very messy. So let's try to push this here. I don't know. Let's make it try to solve this mess on on its own, right? So why this bone got the bone constraint? No, it's just some strange color. I don't get it. Alright, so there's getting of course this part is getting okay. The physics of the cloak is trying to make sense in all that. I'm not even looking at the hair, but yeah, there is a problem here. Yeah, there are many problems. They are crossing. Okay, this is a new problem to me, so I never try to manipulate these things, so maybe I get all here. I don't know, let's reset those things. It's not exactly what I want, but yeah, this is challenging to get. Okay, I'll reset here too. Let's see. So here, if I could oh, that's more likely. I really don't know how to control this thing. Maybe it has already some motion. Yeah, I need to cancel this before motion, but I don't know because there's another. So this is something I need to see if I can lock it here. That it should start here with a different thing, and then perhaps it will be easier to do whatever I do here. Anyways, this is, by the way, this is a motion pad, so basically there is absolutely no reason not to use this. It's much better than ghosting than some onion skin for the 3D model, which, because it's 3D space, it's 3D language, if you use onion skin it's very hard to, there are some add-ons that do that, but I have tried and it's a bit difficult to adapt. In 2D we do it directly, it's very easy because it's 2D, but in here it's very hard to read the shapes, so it's like sometimes it could be useful, but then if we use this stuff here, I've used only for this bone, we can cancel, so I can create it for any bone here to try to figure out its motion in time, so we can calculate, tell it here this bone barely don't move, so well, it had some movement at some point, but I think I've unmade it. there. So we have problem here with this is an exaggerated pose, so that's okay. Let's first keyframe. There, so you see suddenly that it does that, right? So this arm of course should do maybe. I'm having terrible lag right now. I don't know what is responsible for that. Maybe memory of Blender, shouldn't be that. So I cleaned that path. I'm gonna save and okay, no, it was for some reason that motion path was the culprit. So here I'm gonna extend because of some aspects of the rig. I wasn't able to use the I key target bone, the master hand, to push the hand that up, so I need to use the secondary hand bone here. It's easier. Yeah, let's get this hand open up. Even some motion like that. Okay, there are some problems with the mesh. Fine. I turned off auto key so I could do this pose. And here, yeah, there are certainly these things for the head, but okay, let's try to. I'm not gonna use the camera now for this. I mean, I'm not gonna make a camera motion. That is what I mean. So we're gonna just try to, and because this is not a complete action, we didn't complete it fully. Yeah, I don't want this time this ending condition, so that will be like it will end at here, and Yeah, I didn't finish, but no, it's a bad angle. I need. What happened to? How do I leave this? Okay, so I entered in some screen. I couldn't remember how to get out of it. So you can make this faster probably. But that's okay for now. Let's yeah, get out of the camera. Hello, welcome back. Sorry, I didn't see the chat doesn't ping, so this takes too much place. So welcome. As you see, there was a lot of work going on in the, and I'm still not using the NLA, but I will stash this action, push down actually, at some point, but it won't be this time. This time I just concluded some tests here, and apparently this is fine. I wasn't able to mount the action in the NLA, but that's fine. We'll keep working on that and making new 3D animation like that, mini clips, right, all the time. So here let's validate take this off. I think I need to bake I'm never sure how that thing works, so let's see. Bake the bendy bones, right? So I think it is, even though it's not great. Let's get to the armature. So I need to get the bones which has got physics. Where is my timeline? My timeline is dead. No, it's here. All right. So push down is to bring the action to the NLA editor, which is not what we're doing now. We're just doing a single action without relying on the camera motion right now, but the idea was to make both. We will end up doing that anyways. And so here, okay, I'm not moving the camera is somewhere there that for some reason I cannot see. So bones, yeah. So I have not the hair, but the physics collection, and this should include all the bones which has got physics enabled. So I think this is not the case for this. There's the skirt. Okay, so let's see. For this is wiggle to add-on, so it's here an animation. Okay, those are muted, so just select enable, and I don't know, reset physics. This could be dangerous. Oh, maybe that's a good idea, because these are bendy. These are wiggle bones. These are not any kind of physics. So it's from here perhaps that I can reset and bake. Yeah, now it seems to be working. Alright, so it was pretty simple apparently. So let's bake this once. I think that should work, and but that created an action. Okay, this created a wiggle action. Actually, current override current action. Bake wiggle is into current action instead of creating a new one. Exactly. Current action in NLA. Okay, it's not yet our case. We want just override. So I hope they don't destroy my keyframes. Oh, I need the selection. Okay, select enabled. Bake. So we'll see if they change position here. They shouldn't, because I keyframe them. So they should be, yes. Aha, so that's it. Very okay, but we have some little problems here, but this last interpenetration, can we manually solve like that? Probably. That single keyframe can be. Oh, it's not saving. Alright, so let's so here, and no, this was easier. That can work. It's just one frame, so it's one frame of physics, shouldn't be too destructive. Here there's some, well, this effect can be good for animation, but we'll probably spot it, so I don't know if I, oh, probably this is this bone here. Yeah, okay, good. And interesting. Yeah, and I don't care the rest, but we could pause the. This is getting funnier, folks. So here, after all, dealing with physics and all in Blender. So first I had to really deal with some critical problem of lagging. It was the subdivision surface modifier, and of course now it's baked, we don't see, but otherwise this will be very laggy. So now I need to try to in principle it looks like just an anticipation and attack, and actually not. There are anticipation, then yeah, there are many things going on here. So if this is just for the bendy bone, the wiggle bones, right? If we hide them, we can see, wow, lots of bone for the cloak, right? So, but where are my control bones? Here. Okay. So basically, yeah, there are just 1, 2, 3, 4 keyframes. So that's very basic action, of course, but it's not, it's a compound action. So it starts with here, there's some sort of anticipation here with some secondary action, then there is a breakdown, and then an extreme. So there's actually an extreme and another extreme, but because they are part of, so there's a double extreme here. So I'm calling this a breakdown and this the extreme. So, and this is enough to have a cool, easy animation. Don't need a lot of things, but we could explore this ad infinitum, especially in 3D, I think. So basically, let's try to get this action to be, let's save this action. So that will be, what to name it, A03, yeah, A03 parry attack, whatever. And I'm going to being inside the action, I'm going to make some it's simple. Control F12, and some soundtrack. Let's got here White Bats audio. Yeah, that's good stuff. Did that end? So, or is it still render? I think it's done. Control F11. Yeah, this rendering has some problem, but we can save that. Looks okay, decent. Maybe for some static. So now that I'm saving image, okay, let's try to save. Okay, so I have a little problem here. I'll have to, let's try to make a small change here. I'll push this to 15. It will be a bit odd, but that will be better for the timing. And let's also get to the cycle is very bad on this setup, but maybe I need to investigate here. EV standard, let's see, switch, no. I'm just trying out something. Okay, let's try to render this in. Let's try to render this in cycles. Probably a bad idea. My cycles is not ready. (62, 63), the frame, it needs to go until Yeah, it's about 20 frames I think, so 70. Yeah, about to complete. 71 there. No, that looks quite cool. Even though it's a horrific effect, but it's interesting. Let's go to cycles on this standard gets good. Alright, so let's instead switch with that one. This one looks better, so let's do it again. I think this one will be the shot, the right take. Yeah, definitely. That's a good take. Yeah, the angle is very nice. Okay, so this is a great composition for showcase. The colors are questionable, of course. How do I save a render somewhere? Well, let's do something here. Output, file extension. Isn't there an automation? Okay, I'll make an EV version now. It renders much faster, and the results are, the way I'm using, are also good. So here, except that the EV has its own thing. So if I turn this, if I mute this, okay, I don't have the Kuahar, which is not my objective. So okay, and so if I switch here, yeah, this is too bright. What about this one? Let's try that. Too dark, but it's cool. But we could use other effects. Let's try to take down the Kuahara effects for this particular case. Already? Okay, so not very successful. And what about this? Yeah, no, it's crispy. So let's not use this, and let's enable Kuahara. And yeah, this looks that it will work fine. It's a bit dark, but it's an interest, feeling dark. Better than without. Yes, this is nice, although a bit too dark indeed. Can I fix that? Yes, I have another EV which is lighter, but maybe it's too much lighter. Okay, let's try that. Looks like out of memory. Yeah, the computer will crash. Or should I just... yeah, let's close that. Let's try again. That will be the last input. So okay, we already have here, but it was on cycle. We changed to EV, and I want this other. Yeah, it's enable. We go to EV standard, but we want the other, this other EV. Okay. But except that we give some more change here. And what else? I'm forgetting about something. No, it is this. Oh, that was the lights. Yeah, I was about to play with the lights, but okay, that's nice. So we'll be able to compare later. But that's it, folks. Sorry, I have to interrupt that, or let's just reduce the sound. It's just too loud for me. So, in conclusion, folks, that's it for this night regarding 3D animation in Blender. Yeah, animating with NLA editor in Blender. We didn't reach totally for the NLA editor, nearly so. But at least we worked with more animation than last time. So next time we'll continue doing that, and then as I keep learning more about NLA animation, then we're gonna project into more of those scene making. Even though yeah, what I'm doing, I'm using camera, I'm making cuts and different shots and connecting actions, right? Very simple, right? So camera, 3D character. At some point I should put that into a scenery, but I don't have the assets, the proper assets. But it will eventually be, we'll achieve that time. So another thing I need to say next, I'm also having, yeah, so there's the rigging part, the animation part, and what another live stream that I could make also would be, yeah, I need to make some new 3D characters. So this could be good for a live stream, but I'm still thinking about it. So that's it, folks. Have a nice week and take care. Happy blending. We will see you next time. Tomorrow we'll be back for sure. See ya, folks.